Alright, so looking at the mole project, of course the directions are on Google Classroom, but the whole point of the mole project is to look at one mole and how it's a representative number of 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd of something. So far we have looked at atoms, we have looked at formula units, and we have looked at molecules. And so we know that one mole can also equal something on the periodic table. Well, what we're doing in the mole project is we are comparing real-world examples and taking one mole of some object and converting it to equal either the distance or the mass, the volume, or the surface area of something. So in your write-up for the mole project, it tells you that you have to choose two mole problems, one from the options I gave you, and another one can or has to be original. You can do two original if you want to, it is up to you. It's definitely a good idea to make sure you get it checked by me at some point to make sure you're on the right path, and then you are creating a poster. And be sure to include all of your sources on the back of your poster. So let's look at one example. Number one, as your example, talks about Big Macs to the moon. Well, I'm going to look at a mole of pencils and seeing its length compared to the distance between Earth and Jupiter. Okay, so of course you have like your poster requirements on your Google document. I'm just showing you how you are going to go about doing this. So everyone is going to start with one mole of something, and then we have to convert to whatever object that we are working with. So one mole equals 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, and I want moles of pencils, so this is pencils right here. Okay, and so I want to get rid of pencils, and I want to go to length because I'm looking at distance. So you just Google it. What is the height, or how tall is a pencil? And when you Google that, you find that one pencil, it's equivalent to 7.5 inches. So this is how we go from an object to a length. One pencil is equivalent to 7.5 inches. Okay, so now I'm finally in the type of unit that I want. And so now I have to go to Earth and Jupiter's length and compare that to what I have. So once again, we're going to look at the distance between Earth to Jupiter, and I'm going to go and back. This should say Earth and Jupiter and back. So we want to know the distance between Earth and Jupiter, and we're going to double it for this value. So if you look on Google or you go to websites, you'll find that you have roughly 365 million miles from Earth to Jupiter, and so we double that and we get 730 million miles. So now we know that we are going to have to use miles to get to the conversion or to the unit Earth to Jupiter and back. So let's get what we have already, 2 miles first. So I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay, and inches cancel out. I know there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. And then now we're going to use this 730 million miles to cancel out miles. And we are left with one trip. I would say one round trip. So then that way it gives a clean unit. One round trip from Earth to Jupiter. Okay? And so then now we just plug it into our equation or plug it into our calculator, excuse me, because we have our full equation. Right, so ND 1 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times 7.5 times 1 times 1 times 1, and then divided by 1 times 12 times 5,280 times 730 million. Excuse that bell, we're working during lunch. Okay, so your total is 9.76 times 10 to the 10th round trips. Okay, so basically that means that we have 1 mole of pencils, okay, which is 602,000. 0.0000000000000. Okay, and I may be missing a few zeros. There should be a total of 21. But regardless, this is how many pencils we have lined up in a huge long line. And so it's saying that with all of these lined up, we can go round trip 9.76 times 10 to the 10th times from Earth to Jupiter, which is a crazy amount of time or a crazy amount of distance. But when you think about it, that is a lot of pencils at 7.5 inches each, and so we can make that 730 million miles with no problem multiple times because of it. So hopefully this helps explain how you're supposed to set everything up and convert from moles from one object to another object. If you have any questions, come see me.